Presentation preparation. So, you've come up with your presentation ideas and worked out how you want it to look on the day. But if you don't do enough preparation beforehand, it might not be as effective as it could be. Work out how best to use the resources you have to tell the story you want to tell. Make time to practice and rehearse your presentation until every team member knows it well and feels comfortable. If you're using technology, make sure it works and you have a backup plan. Find a space to go through your presentation without interruption, and don't be afraid to change anything that doesn't seem to work. And remember, you only have 10 minutes.
We put a lot of work into it. We were meeting up at lunch times and rehearsing it, and met up outside of school just to sort it all out and everything. So yeah, a lot of work went into it.
Once we'd figured out everything we wanted to put in our presentation, we did a lot of practice in it. Usually every free period that we had in school we were in a classroom practicing it. So I think that helped us.
What really helped us was practicing so much. We stayed after school, and in our spare periods at school to practice, we asked to use the lecture theatre, and we recited our lines, we learnt them off by heart.
To do all our filming, we actually took our weekend off to do that.
Something that you're passionate about really helps, because it gives you that motivation, that drive to continue doing it, because especially once you've practiced for the last couple of weeks, every day, it just feels quite, oh, is it worth all this effort? Especially once you've chosen a charity that you really believe in and a social issue that you really care about, then it really drives you forward and it makes you want to keep practicing, keep putting the effort in.
We did get out of class a lot to work on it, and that was organised by the school in order to do that.
For most of the students taking part as well, a presentation is it's maybe quite a scary thought, because they're doing it in front of their peers and they're doing it in front of the committees.
When I watched it, I thought that the confidence of the presenters was incredible, because I taught them further down the school and would never have believed that they could have done this. And when I saw them, the preparation they put into it, it had all the ingredients of a winning presentation.
When you get up to stand up to go and present it, it is quite daunting. But really, once you start speaking and once you get into the flow of it, we'd rehearsed enough, so we knew we were confident and we knew what we were saying, so it went quite well.
Practice, practice, practice. What do you need to do for it to be all right on the night? Presentation passion. If there is a single ingredient in your presentation that will help convince the judges more than anything, it's passion. Having a creative idea and delivering it well goes a long way, but demonstrating that you are passionate about the charity and its cause will really make the judging panel sit up. You have to deliver your message from the heart, and the best way to do this is by really connecting with your charity. It might be something you saw or heard about during your visit that struck a chord within you, or you have a personal connection to someone the charity has supported. Whatever it is, don't be scared to show that you really care about the issues concerned, and never underestimate the power of honesty and speaking clearly with your head held high.
The most important thing about the presentations is being able to be emotive and to be able to sell your charity like you really do believe in it, and that only comes as if you do really believe in it. So it is really important, the process that you go through when you come and visit the charity and learn about what they're doing.
After visiting the charity, we actually cared about it personally. It wasn't so much just a school project. We were quite emotionally invested in it ourselves, so I think we chose music and pictures and that sort of thing to go with it accordingly.
It's really up to the youngsters to get that commitment and I suppose, an element of passion into the presentation that allows them to really present on a stage like this.
We were looking probably for a real sense of ownership or passion for the cause. So if the group could come up there and convince us that this was something that their heart and soul was behind, and they could really see from their own personal perspective the value in the cause they were representing, that was worth a lot.
You need to connect with your charity, the one you're doing. You need to connect with it. You can't just go in and think, oh, I'm just going to do anything. You need to actually put the work in and get it done.
The presentation which won last year was a group of boys who stood and just told their story, but they told their story so much from the heart that that's why the judges picked them to win. So it's not always an all singing, all dancing presentation that will necessarily the one the judges will choose, and I think it's whatever presentation is right for the group and for the charity that they're choosing.
I think we learned a lot more about showing our emotions while we're speaking instead of standing still and all nervous and rigid, so I think our communication skills have definitely developed from it.
Head up and make sure you're loud and be confident, because if you're not confident, if you've got your head down in a book or in something reading, then people are just going to think, all right, and they're not going to listen. But if you're looking straight at them, then they're going to listen.
A lot of them are very passionate. Some of the girls were actually in tears. I think that was the Women's Refuge charity. They were in tears talking about their charity as well, so it did have an effect on them emotionally as well. So they did care for their charity, it wasn't just paying it lip service.
Our passion went on to them and they brought back a different passion. So the synergy and energy, I think, just grew.
As we got more into the project, I think we became more passionate the more times we met with the people, and by the end we were all pretty passionate about the charity and really wanted to do well for them.
If the young people really firmly believe and really want you to vote for them, they will try to convince the judges and make sure they win the prize.
I think you need to pick something you're really passionate about in the first place and you feel really close to, and that will give it that extra touch.
Our volunteers are passionate about it, the children became passionate about it. They presented it in such a, I can only say, very mature and adult way.
It is about showing a passion for it, and it could be one single aspect of that charity's work. And if you can get that across, then you've got a good chance of winning.
Showing your passion is an important element, so how can you do this?